Okay, so the first game center is called the Loopster Game Center, the multiplication edition. Of the four Loopster game centers, this is the easiest one, and it's the first in the series. So moving along. All loopsters are based off of the same logic of Sudoku puzzles, and a Sudoku puzzle works basically like this. There's always the same number of rows and columns. So in this one, we have 3 rows going down and 3 columns going across. And the way it works is you use the numbers, since there's 3, you use the numbers 1, 2, and 3. You need a 1, 2, and 3 in every row and a 1, 2, and 3 in every column, but you can't have any repeats. So I'm going to start in this one. A 1 and a 2 are given in this puzzle. So if this is a 1 and this is a 2, I'm going to work with this upper right hand circle right here. This, when you look across, it cannot be a 1 because there's already a 1 in the first row. It can't be a 2 because there's already a 2 in the first column. So I'm going to grab a pen real quick, and by logic, it has to be a 3. Okay, now that I know that this circle's a 3 and this is a 2, I need a 1, a 2, a 3 in every column. So this one down here has got to be a 1. If this is a 3 and this is a 1, this one has to be a 2. When I go to my center circle, I look across and I see it can't be a 2 because there's a 2 in this row. Can't be a 1 because there's a 1 in this column. So this has got to be a 3. If this is a 1 and this is a 3, this guy down here has got to be a 2. If this is a 1 and this is a 2, this has got to be the 3. If this is a 3 and this is a 2, this has got to be a 1. The puzzle is completed when you can see that there's a 1, 2, 3 in every row, a 1, 2, 3 in every column. Okay, this is the way Sudoku puzzles work. The problem with Sudoku puzzles, in my opinion, is even though they use numbers, they're not mathematical. So I created something called Loopster puzzles. Loopster puzzles use the same logic, but they incorporate math. Okay, so let's go to our very first puzzle, which is, we'll start here with the easiest kind. If you notice again, we still have, again, 9 circles. There's 3 rows and 3 columns, and there's 3 in each one. Now, this one, if you notice, it says down the bottom, it always has the name of the loopster down in the bottom left-hand corner. This is a loopster 289. That means that I need a 2, an 8, a 9 in every row, a 2, an 8, a 9 in every column. Next to it tells you whether it's an addition puzzle, a multiplication, division, whatever. This one is multiplication, and we'll get started. Now, the first 2 circles are joined by this band. This band right here is called a loop. That's where we get the name Loopster from. The loop tells you that since we're using multiplication, that these 2 circles, when they are looped together, means they are multiplied, and the answer is 16. These 2 circles right here are looped together, and the answer is 18. These 2 are looped together, and the answer is 16. And these 2 are looped together, and the answer is 72. Now, the important thing, the only way that a student can make an error is if they put a number in a circle that they're not positive that that's the number. So let me show you what I mean. You start with 16. You look down here. What 2 numbers multiply together to be 16? Well, it's obviously 2 and 8. The problem is you don't know if it's 2 here and 8 down here, or 8 up top and 2 down the bottom. I'm not going to guess because that's the only mistake you can make. So I'm going to put a little baby 2, I call these baby numbers, a baby 2 and a baby 8 right there. I know that they're 2s and 8s, I just don't know which way. Now, since these are 2 and 8, when I look in the first column, I've used up my 2 and my 8. So the last circle by elimination has to be a 9. So I'm going to put my 9 right there. Okay, now I go over here to my 16. What makes 16? Again, 2 times 8, but I don't know which direction they go yet, so I'm just going to put a little 2, baby 2, and baby 8. When I get over to my 72, I look down here. It's got to be 8 times 9, but when I look in my bottom row, I already have a 9. So this bottom one can't be a 9. It's got to be the 8. This one's got to be the 9. Now that I have a 9 and an 8 in the bottom row, I know that this one has to be the 2. And this one has to be the 8. Now that I have a 9 and an 8 in the middle row, I know that this one's got to be 2. And if that's a 2, this one's got to be 8. And that leaves me with 18, which is going to be 2 times 9. Now I look in my last column. I already have a 9, so this one's got to be the 2. And this one's going to be a 9. This is a successfully solved Loopster puzzle because I have a 2, an 8, a 9 in every row, and in every column, and each loop band has the correct answer inside. This is the most basic 3 by 3 puzzle that you can do with a loopster. Moving on, the next kind you get to are what are called 4 by 4. Now, I'm going to jump back real quick and do a basic 4 by 4. A basic 4 by 4 works like this. It's called a loopster. 1, 2, 3, 5. That means I need a 1, a 2, a 3, a 5 in every row and every column. It's multiplication only. So here we go. I'm going to grab myself a pen. I'm going to go a little quicker now that we've started to catch on. What makes 15? Well, it's got to be 3 times 5. I don't know what order they go in, so I'm going to put a baby 3 and a baby 5. Now I come down here and I need a 10. Now, of course, the only way to make that is 2 times 5, but I already have a 5 in the first column, so I'm just going to make this my 2 and this my 5. By process of elimination, I have a 2, a 3, a 5 in the first column, so the only number I haven't used so far is the 1. 1 times what is 3? Oh, that's got to be 3. 1 times 3. Now, what makes 6? I look down here, it's 2 times 3. But I already have a 3 in the bottom row, so this has got to be the 2, and this has got to be the 3. Process of elimination, I used up my 1, my 3, my 2. What number haven't I used in the bottom row yet? Up, my 5. 5 times what is 5? There's my 1. What makes 3? Well, I look down here, it's 1 times 3. Can't have a 1 here because there's already a 1 in the last column, so this has got to be the 3. This has got to be the 1. I have a 5, a 1, a 3. The missing number is a 2. 2 times what is 10? 2 times 5. Now I got a 2. That's 1 times 2, but I can't have a 2 in my top row, so it has to be the 1 and the 2. Now I'm back to the beginning, and I remember I didn't know which order they went in, but now I know there's already a 5 in the top row, so this one's got to be the 3, and this one's got to be the 5. So this is a basic 4 by 4 loopster. When I say basic, what I mean is I'm going to jump ahead back to this one. This is a times table specific 4 by 4. And what I mean is you'll notice that there are 2 2s, a 6 and a 7. If you look through the book, you're going to see that there's 2 2 1 3, 2 2 4 5, 2 2 6 7, 2 2 8 9, then on to the 3s, 3 3 1 2, 3 3 4 5. Basically, they're for helping kids to keep practicing facts, and this one is for the 2 times table. So again, I need 2 2s, a 6 and a 7 in every row and in every column. So let's start up here. 42. What makes 42? Well, of course, it's 6 times 7. I don't know what order they go in, so I'm going to put a 6 here and a 7 here. I come down to my 14. Of course, that's going to be 2 times 7. But I already have a 7 in the first column, so this has got to be my 2, and this has got to be my 7. Get to my 12, it's obviously 2 times 6, but I already have a 6 in the first row, a column, excuse me, so then it's got to be 2, and this has got to be 6. I get to my 42, I know it's 6 times 7, but I already have a 6 in the bottom row, so this has got to be the 7, this has got to be the 6, 2, 6, 7, what's the missing number? 2, and what times 2 times what makes 4? 2 times 2. I've already used up my 2 2s, so now I go up here to my 12. 2 times 6, but I can't use any more 2s in this last column, so that's got to be 6, that's got to be 2. 14 up here is 2 times 7, but I can't have another 2 in this column. I need a 7, that's a 2. Get to my 4, obviously that's 2 times 2. And now I get back to the beginning, and this can't be a 7 in the top, it's got to be a 6, and this has got to be a 7. And I think that's it, except for a 5 by 5. Now again, these are times table specific, so it's got 2, 2, 2, 8, 9. That means we're going to be doing the same facts over and over. 2 times 2, 2 times 8, 2 times 9, with an occasional 8 times 9 thrown in. But in this one, it looks like I did a good job. It's all 2 times 2, 2 times 8, 2 times 9. I want the kids doing those same facts over and over. So here we go. What makes 16? Well, of course, it's 2 times 8. But I don't know which way it goes, so I'm going to put my baby 2 and my baby 8 right there. Moving over, I get to my 4. There's definitely, that's got to be 2 times 2. That's the only thing that's going to make 4. Now, in this top row, I've used a 2, an 8, and a 9. And I know I need 3 2s, an 8, and a 9 in every row, so this has got to be the 2. Plus, I also know that because it's 2 times 9 is 18. Come to this one. What makes 18? Well, of course, it's 2 times 9, but I already have a 9 in this column. So, I didn't mean to do that. So let's put a 2 there and a 9 here. And you just work your way around the puzzle, filling in 2s, 8s, and 9s until you fill it up. You'll have it successfully solved if there are 3 2s, an 8 and a 9 in every row and every column, and you're done. Now, the last thing is at the back of the Game Center book binder is the answer keys. And the way they work is at the bottom of each puzzle, there is a name for it. Like this is MB 2-67. This one is MB5 2-89. They all have a name. You can go to the back of the book. And here's the answers for 4-1. Now, I didn't recreate the whole thing. That seemed to be wasting paper. So what I did was, imagine this was a 4x4 loopster. In the first row, the numbers would be 1, 3, 2, 5. Second row, 2, 5, 3, 1. Next row, 5, 2, 1, 3. And next row, 3, 1, 5, 2. If a kid gets those numbers, you would know that that is the only correct solution to that problem. There's a page for every type of loopster, and hopefully that gets us started.